I can't hear you, Velby.
I'm sorry. Hit mute there. Thanks, Dr. Myers. Again, we welcome everyone. We ask everyone will sign in on the chat that will serve as our attendance. For those that are new to this collaborative meeting, as this is our first collaborative meeting of this fiscal year, we do have some new partners that have joined since the last time we met. This meeting is really a chance for us to come together as community partners to highlight what we are doing collectively, and then also hear about some individual things that you are doing to improve families and children's lives here in Morgan County. Morgan County Family Connection is just what I said, it's our partners who come together to identify needs in the community facing children, families, come up with partnerships to meet those needs, and then come back and talk about the outcomes of those those initiatives and programs that we have pulled together to make work. And so this is our chance each month to come together and to hear from updates on how that is going. So again, we welcome you. We couldn't do this work without you, and we're excited as we launch into our F23 year. That being said, I sent out the agenda that was a little bit late. So just want to kind of go over it just quickly. We're going to start off with my coordinator's report. We don't have time to really go through it, let everyone introduce themselves. You'll have a chance towards the end of the meeting just to, again, announce who you are, introduce yourself, and give us a brief update about what's going on in your organization. So I'm going to just start with our annual report. And it's our annual plan, I should say. And our annual plan, what we do each year in February, we come together as partners, all of you come together and we sit down and we look at data, we look at what's going on in the community, what trends are we seeing, and then identify what should we work on as a community, what seems to be emerging that we need to work on as a community. And so we did that this past February, and we came up with a annual plan. And it's really a pretty intense plan, but I always try to condense it down to a one-page report. And let's see if I can find it here. I condense it down to a one-page report so that it'll be easier to share with you. And so that report is and I'm not going to read over the entire report because I emailed it out so you can see, but just want to explain it to you for those that may be new looking at this. As you'll see, again, this is just our annual plan, what we kind of came up with as we sat down at the table back in February. And we have three major strategies that we work on. You will see here the strategy one is Children Safe, Family Strong, strategy two, Educated and Working, and strategy three, Youth Development. And these are the initiatives and programs and some of the partners who have come together to say, this is how we're going to address that. You see up here, you'll see where, and that's why, like I said, you can go look at it on your own. This is what we're focusing on with this particular strategy here, strategy one, reduce the number of substantiated child abuse cases and so on. With here is decrease the number of teens 16 and 19 that's not at school and not working and so on. And here, increase the percentage of children, percentage of youth who do not use alcohol, drugs, or alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, and so on. And so on the Children Safe and Family Strong, after our conversation, these are what we came up with. The Baby Bulldog Early Literacy Program, which we're excited about, and we'll be sharing a little bit more about that. But really, it's identifying families and working with families in the community that are under age 5 to really help parents have the activities and resources they need in order to make sure their children are ready to start kindergarten successfully. We have our First Steps program, which you'll hear about a little later in the meeting as well, that really work, again, focus on that 0 to 5, giving them resources, parents resources, a quick screening, and referring them out to primary care and insurance if they need it. Parents as Teachers program is an evidence-based home visiting program, again, for those children 0 to 5, that really provides some intense home services for families as they help educate and identify needs for their children so they are ready to start kindergarten. We have periodically partnered with some of our like AmeriGroup for baby showers and diaper day in the community. And we're excited about this Resilient Northeast Georgia, which really is working with us to help create a trauma-informed community. Under Educated and Working, we have workplace fundamental certification programs, and that is really through WorkSource Georgia, through Athens Tech. We do have opportunities to excel, which is through Action Inc., and you'll hear more about that as we go on. Then over here in youth development, our backpack program, our back to school rally, which many of you participated, you'll hear more about that and later in the meeting as well, how that went. And some other things that the school system is doing to help support our youth. And so basically, like I said, we take this almost 20-page report and condense it down to one pager so that you as partners can kind of see what is this collaborative all about. Okay, I see what they're doing. I see what their focuses are. And so again, as we come together on these meetings, the point is to kind of highlight what we're doing, how successful those initiatives are working, and what we can do to continue to improve that. So it's to keep you updated as well. So the next thing I wanted to share is one of the things that we want to do is make sure that you are aware of the funding that we have and how that funding is spent each year. And so we did in our fiscal year for Family Connection in June 30th of this year. And so we ended the year, as you can see here in this first column, the first column is our approved budget. So this particular column here, if you're not muted, you would please mute yourself. The first column here, it deals with what our approved budget was for this year from July 1 to June 30th. Our approved budget was $48,000. What that we did for Family Connection, our primary funding was $48,000. I'm going to see if I can find. And so we ended the year, as you see here. I tried to spend it all, but we had about $5.46 left. You see, we have personnel services, which we don't. We don't have employees with a Family Connection. See, regular operating, what we had for the year is $21,150 per diem, fees and contracts. Out of this is where my salary comes, and along with any other per diems and contracts that we pay. And then telecommunication, which is our internet service, phone services, things like that. And so this is what we work with each year. And you see that we ended the year June 30th with about $5.46 left in the budget. So I wanted you to see that. This coming up year this year that we're in right now, our F123 year, we were fortunate enough, our legislators did grant us an increase in budget. And this goes across the state. Each county received the increase in budget. And so this year we're operating on, all my marks from last time showed up here. We're operating on a $52,500 budget. And again, that's since I've been here, and I've been here 11 years, this is the most that we've had allocated. If you're don't know where our funding comes from, we are a line item in the Georgia state budget, the Georgia Family Connection. We're a line item in the Georgia state budget. So every county in Georgia, they receive the same amount of funding, $52,500. And so we do thank our legislators for seeing the work that we do and finding us important enough to grant us this increase. You'll see this.
Am I not coming down the highway?
Gonna try to go in and find who's not muted. If you're not muted, if you would please mute yourself. Okay. I wanted to show you a couple of other things as it relates to the budget. We do have a couple of other grants that we manage. I'm going to stop sharing and go back in so those marks will go off. We have our First Steps program, which I talked about earlier. And our First Steps program, we have, as you see here on the first column, $6,000 that we received each year for this past year. This grant ends September 30th, so it's not quite ended yet. And you'll see this is up through June 30th because I do the report quarterly. And we had about 1,500, you see the last column, the bottom down here. We have about $1,588 left in the budget, but that will be expended before September 30th. Again, I have not did the fourth quarter report yet. And so I want you to see that throughout the first step, the things that we do, we serve 125 families with this particular grant each year. And so you'll see how that money is expended. The other grant program, larger grant program that we have is our Parents as Teachers program. And you will see here on this first column, the amount that we have for that particular grant for the evidence-based program and how that money has been expended quarter 1, quarter 2, and quarter 3. I have not did the quarter 4 report, which ends September 30th. But again, we will expend all of these funds as well. So I just wanted to show you an update kind of on what we have and what we work on throughout the year, the monies that we have that we work on to do the work that we do. You saw our first page of all the programs, initiatives, services. And so even with the grants that we receive, this work is not possible without you, our partners, and the resources that you give and the in-kind services that you give and the donations that you give and the sponsorships. We could not do it without you. I did want to mention that our back to school rally, we were able to, for this year, we collected more funds than we have collected in the past. I believe, since at least I know I've been coordinator, we received about, let's see if I can find it here. We received about $3,785 for backpacks, school supplies to provide the, just to run the entire event. And we received $3,785 for that. And we were able to, and we still had a little bit left over, about $400 left over at the end that can get us started for our next year's event. And so we thank you all for that. I want to again just kind of go into more in-depth detail about our budget, so you'll see where funding comes from and how those funds are expended. A couple of more things before we get into our agency spotlight for this morning. You know, we talked about, I sent out a survey, how do you want to meet going forward? We know that we were meeting every month in person before the pandemic, and afterwards we moved to this virtual format, which has worked well for many. So I wanted to get your input. Remember, it's nothing for us or about us without us. It's about you. This is your collaborative. And so I sent out the survey, and this was the results. We had 3 choices, and you'll see it pretty much got split down to 3 choices. Do we want to meet in person? 35%. Do we want to meet virtually? For whatever reason, 35%, and then 25% alternate. And so based upon this survey, what I determined probably would meet the, I guess, request of the collaborative is to do the alternate meeting and try as much as possible to have the Zoom option available for each meeting. So whether we're in person or whether we are meeting virtually, people can, if they can't make it in person, they will be able to make it via the Zoom platform. So I've been searching for a location in which to do that. And hopefully we have secured one, but if you know a location where we can meet and it's about 20, 25 people that can help us and we can do a hybrid type meeting, then we ask that you will let me know so that we can go ahead and get that space secured. 2 more things. Well, a couple of more things. The Community Collaborative Vitality Survey. This survey I've sent out to you, and this is one from last year, so this is not the results of this year. So if you have not completed the survey from this year, I do ask that you complete that. The whole purpose of this is for us, again, for us to come together and look at how are we doing as a collaborative? How are we working together? What are we really a collaborative? Or is it just these ideas that we are implementing? Are we really coming together, talking at the table, making things happen as a collaborative? How strong is our collaborative? And this is from last year's. So look at the FY21 year. So this was completed last year this time. And you see the sense of community. We are received 6.6. So you thought that we have a real sense of community here. Productivity, how productive we are. We felt that we were really strong in productivity, accountability, holding ourselves accountable, communication, strong participation from who's involved with the community, whether the right people are at the table. And synergy was a little lower on synergy. And that's basically, you see here the last sentence, sense of collaborative meeting, collaborative generating more than the sum of an individual member achievements. For example, new ideas, initiative, and resources are generated and partners' activities are integrated. So how well are we synergizing the work of everyone to make a difference in our community? And so this again is from last year. So you have opportunity this year to complete the survey. I've sent it out and I will send it out again a couple of more times if you have not completed it, because again, this is us looking at us. It's not us looking at you looking at me. It's the collaborative looking at the collaborative. How are we doing as a collaborative to come together to really impact children and families here? So if you have not completed it, please do so that we can look at this again in January. I think the results are ready in January at our February collaborative meeting, where we're planning to see what we need to do to improve, if anything. I think that's all that okay, the collaborative involvement agreement, each year we ask that you complete this, and it's not a big contract. It's just really a way of saying, hey, I'm in this work with you, that I'm a part of this collaborative, I'm ready to make it happen. It's just you saying, again, it's just an agreement, and you will see that it's not a real intensive agreement. It's not something that you bake, but I don't think you have to go and take that to your board before you sign. It's just saying that you're willing to come to the meetings as your time permits, willing to give input, really to contribute in whatever way that you can contribute to make this collaborative better. And again, we use this information just as a way of just getting a commitment from you, but also as a way of getting information out, to sharing your information with others, updating our website with who your organization is and what services you provide. So I will be emailing out a hard copy, and you can sign it, fill it out and sign it and email it back. But I also will send over a electronic version that you can just type in the information. I will have it that way. We do ask if you would please complete that. I think that's all that I have right now. Did anyone have any quick questions before we go into our agency spotlight this morning? Okay. So our agency spotlight, we're glad to have with us Mr. Nick Anderson. And Nick is the coordinator, the school outreach coordinator with the Georgia Safe Routes to School. He seeks to engage with elementary and middle schools, as well as community organizations, to make sure that children have all the tools and education they need to safely walk and bike to school. Nick has a master's degree in social work from the University of Georgia and has over 15 years experience in community outreach in a variety of settings and community. He has spent the last 5 years working in the transportation field. And so I'm going to stop now and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Nick Anderson.
All right, thank you very much for this opportunity and for the introduction. I have a presentation, so if you can give me access, share the screen.
Okay, you should be able to share now.
All right, pull up my PowerPoint real quick. Okay, did everybody see that all right?
Yes, we can.
All right. So again, I'm Nick Anderson, the school outreach coordinator for East Georgia for Georgia Safe Routes to School. And Georgia Safe Routes to School Resource Center is a program of the Georgia Department of Transportation, and we provide hands-on support, assistance, resources, and materials to schools and communities to make walking and biking to school a more desirable and safer transportation. We provide materials, education, and support to our partner schools at no cost to the school, and any school in Georgia is eligible to become a partner school. And how do we do this? The way that we go about doing our business is through what we call the 6 E's. Those are engineering, which is making the environment safer for walking and biking; encouragement, which is what it sounds like, encouraging students in a variety of different ways to be able to walk and bike to school; education, teaching students and parents safe ways to walk and bike; evaluation, checking to see how many students are walking and biking as a result of the program; enforcement, changing driver, walker, and bicyclist behavior as they travel together along the road to make it safer for everyone, and equity, making the environment safe for everyone. So I'm going to go into a little bit more detail of what each of these E's really means in terms of what we do as far as programming. So the first one is encouragement. These often look like events and activities. We have 3 flagship events that we put on every year, which are International Walk to School Day, which is October the 12th. This one's coming up soon. Georgia Walk to School Day, which is in March, and Bike to School Day that occurs every May. In addition to this, some schools have additional walk or bike to school days. Some do them every month, some do them every week, some do them every day. We offer incentives to those who participate, so we have fun little items to give away to the kids, oftentimes like reflective materials, things that are going to actually help them be seen, be safe when they're out walking. In addition to school events, we also participate in existing community events like health fairs, back to school events, things like that. So it's an opportunity for us to partner with some of you guys in the community with things that you're doing to help us get out and get these message out to the children. And we see that by participating in walking and biking to school, there's not only health benefits, but also we see academic benefits and environmental benefits to the community for kids to be able to do this. The next E is education. This can look like several different things. One of the ways that we do this is by in-class group instruction. A lot of times we work with the PE class, but we can do it in different classes where we come out and teach the kids bicycle and pedestrian safety curriculum, have lots of fun interactive activities. You can see on this picture, this little boy, what he's doing is this is a demonstration on what a bike helmet, how it protects your brain. He's throwing an egg. So first we have him go up and throw an egg against the brick wall, and of course it breaks. And if you throw it against the sheet, believe it or not, when it hits the sheet, it absorbs it enough that when it hits the ground, the egg doesn't break. And it kind of gives them an idea of what a bike helmet does. We also offer STEM classes and activities. We have lots of handouts, different things that we can offer, school curriculum. We can do train the trainer events where we come out and teach the teachers and adults different things that they know so that they can implement this curriculum on their own. And we have a website full of valuable resources that anybody can use. The next E is evaluation. This is pretty straightforward. Like I said earlier, we're going to collect data and numbers by doing tallies for the fall and spring, so that each of our partner schools, we know how many kids are walking, how many are biking, and how many are taking the bus. And we can track that and see the progress of the program. And then as needed, we can do parent surveys to help pinpoint what are some of the issues or hang-ups about children being able to walk and bike safely to school. So those first ones are one of the more common things that we do that most people will know us for. But we also have the opportunity to go more in depth for schools that need it in specific situations. And the next E is engineering. So that can look like a couple of different things. I think 2 of the most common things we can do is help you implement walking school buses and bike trains. The walking school bus is pretty much what it sounds like. It operates like a school bus where we're helping you figure out how on a map to have different stops where adults are participating and you're picking up groups of children at each stop all along the way so that the kids can get to school safely and be supervised. And it's a bike train is the exact same thing, just the kids are riding the bikes. Another thing that we can offer, and these are way more in depth, but comprehensive travel plans. These are, we can do a few of these a year in very specific situations where it's a very intense study of around the school, and we give a very comprehensive, like 70-page report on a bunch of different action items. And this involves lots of different community partners, government agencies and things like that, resource for the school. A safety-focused Safe Routes to School report is a less formal, more available project that's maybe takes about 3 hours of meeting with people from the school and a couple other community groups, and have a less formal report in the comprehensive travel plan. Another really valuable thing that we offer is school walk audits, where we actually come out to the school, sometimes we'll have an engineer from the Department of Transportation involved, where we walk around, we'll observe arrival and dismissal. We'll walk around the routes to the school and make notations of things that we see and come up with a plan for things that can be improved. And I think one of the things that we do here that's particularly valuable is transportation professionals do a really good job, but when they're out looking at crosswalks and parts of the built environment and things like that, they're looking at it from an adult perspective. We can step back and look and say, you know, what does this look like for a small person? Because these are the users at the school. Could a small person see over this bush? Do they have the proper sight line for somebody that's 4 feet taller? Can they be safely seen by the cars? And that looks different based on, you know, your perspective. And then probably the most comprehensive thing that we do is school road safety audits. These are usually chosen by the Department of Transportation. We do them a couple of times a year, and it's going to be in areas that have really high pedestrian and bicycle crash rates. They need a lot of work, but you know, we do a comprehensive plan with them, not just for the school, but for a larger area. So that's the engineering. And then enforcement and equity. We're going out making sure that the laws are being followed, working with local law enforcement, different people in the community to make sure, you know, people are following the speed laws, vehicle laws, and the kids are safe in the crossing. We do work with crossing guards. We know that they have a very dangerous and difficult job, and they're often, you know, not as respected as they should be in the community. They're heroes. They're out there putting their life on the line, being in the middle of the road, making sure our children can cross the street. So we always do Crossing Guard Appreciation Week, where we make sure to show them, you know, the love that they deserve every November. And we want to make sure that we're offering this to everybody. So every community can participate, and every child can participate in this program, no matter socioeconomic level, where they live. You know, it may look different in different environments. More city schools, it may be easier to participate, you know, where you have sidewalks and places for kids to walk. We know that some rural schools may be built out on the side of a major highway, and there's not anywhere that a kid could walk or bike. We still have several of those schools to participate. We come out because we know the kids, even if they can't walk or bike to school, they're going to walk or bike somewhere, and it's still valuable to, you know, teach them how to be safe while they're out doing them. And like I said before, we not only offer this service to schools, but we also would like to participate with community organizations. We can come out and do speaking engagements, class, pedestrian bicycle safety classes. We've partnered with places like the YMCA, Boys and Girls Club, anywhere there might be an audience of children where we can teach them bicycle and pedestrian safety. So that's pretty much what we do. Again, I'm Nick Anderson. If anybody's interested in learning more about the program, or you want to become a partner organization, just reach out to me. We can have a conversation and figure out, you know, how we can partner.
Okay, thank you so much, Nick, for sharing with us this morning. Anyone had any questions for Nick before we move on? Great information.
Thank you.
This information is on the screen, and if you have any questions for him or would like to talk with him a little bit more.
Just if I may, a quick question. Thank you for the presentation. Do you have any documentation or information that we may be able to incorporate into any of our planning documents that we can at least include by reference that you'd recommend? Not to go horrible wonky on everyone here, but we're looking at potentially updating our traffic plan, our traffic study in the near future. And it might be possible to at least incorporate references to that if possible. We're dealing, of course, with GDOT engineer type folks, so they're going to be very car focused, but or at least be able to have a potential addendum or reference.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we can do, and I can work with you individually on that.
My contact information's in the chat. I logged in to start the role for Ms. Hardy. So City of Madison Planning Department. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, no, we can definitely do that. And we've worked with other cities. I know one that we've done a lot of work like that with is Athens, Clarke County. So yeah, I'd be happy to reach out to you and figure out how we can help you with that.
Thank you again.
Okay. Thanks, Bryce. Anyone else have any questions for Nick? Okay, if you have any other questions, again, his contact information is on the screen. He's gonna stop sharing the screen in just a minute, but Nick, if you would make sure you put your chat information, put your contact information in the chat if you haven't already, so people can jot it down and reach back out to you later.
I did. It's in the chat, and thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, as I said earlier, what we do, I showed you the annual plan, and so now is a chance for us to kind of get updates on how our strategies are coming along. And so we're going to start off with our Children Safe and Families Strong. And remember, this is all about making sure families have the things that they need and resources that they need so that their children are strong, so that abuse is reduced. And also we've added in that early literacy piece. So we're going to start with Maria, if you would give us an update on the Morgan County Parents as Teachers program.
Thank you, Belvi. Good morning, everyone. I'm Maria Arellano, a parent educator for Morgan County Parents as Teachers program. We offer home visiting services to families with children from 0 to 5 years old. One of our goals is to help parents become their child's first and most important teacher. So we provide materials to do different activities to help the child's development. I facilitate group connections every month to these families so they can have the opportunity to share any experience or information as parents. We provide resources, we share community events, and if the family needs, we do referrals to different organizations and programs. Next month, I will be providing screenings for children called Ages and Stages questionnaire, and these results of this screen gives me the opportunity to check the child's progress. Also in July, we had 5 children graduated from kindergarten. This is another goal that we have in our program, to make sure that children graduate successfully for kindergarten. At this time, I am serving 20 families with 24 children in our program, and it's from its beginning 6 years ago. This program has been a great success in maintaining its full caseload every year. And also we're having families on the waiting list to enter the program. So we've been really glad to hear that. However, we're still receiving accepting referrals. So any family that will be interested in the program. And if you have any other question about the program, because we offer several services for the families. So my information is in the chat box, and thank you for letting me share.
Thanks so much, Maria, for sharing. We're now gonna go ahead and let Amanda with our First Steps program share at this time.
Good morning, everyone. First off, I want to start out by saying I hope everyone is having a great morning. I know the weather's starting to cooling off a little bit. For me, I am excited about that. Not everyone is. So Morgan County First Steps program, we work with families who have children ages 5 and under and expectant mothers, and we provide universal resources and support to those families. The program started in 2014, and we serve families. We serve 125 families per year. Our new year will start on October the 1st. 2022, and we'll go through September the 30th, 23. And our goal is to hit 125 families as well. My personal goal for this new year, I would like to start strengthening our partnership or creating new partnerships with local organizations that also serve those families. We also accept referrals as well. If you have any resources you would like to share, we provide a parent packet to the families. We also do a digital digital resources to those families as well. So if you have any resources that you would like to share, or any events that you have coming up that you would like for me to share with the families, my contact information is in the chat box. If you wouldn't mind just reaching out to me to share those. Also, I'm in the process of updating our resource directory. This directory is kind of like a little First Steps phone book that we provide to every family, and it's got phone numbers in there that serves Morgan County families. They might be a local organization or a statewide organization. So if you would like your information to be in that directory, if you would send that to me as well. And if you have any questions or anything about the program or anything, like I said, my contact information is in the chat box. And I hope everyone has a great day.
Thanks so much, Amanda, for presenting. We're now going to go on to our Baby Bulldog Early Literacy Initiative. I'm going to ask Dr. Meyer if you would share updates with that, as well as you can go ahead and share with FIRST. But again, this is a initiative that we are really excited about because we get a chance to reach those families in the community that have those children 0 to 5, helping them to prepare to be ready to start kindergarten. Dr. Myers.
Yes, we are ready to go, I think. We have the assessment part of our program has started, and we are moving into having our first parent meeting, which will be November the 5th. And that's really open to all parents who have children under the age of 5. And that's coming up, and we were really excited about that. We also will be launching the website at the same time. So we have a new website that's available to parents, and parents will be able to use the website to get information about how best to help their children at home while they're learning to read. So we're really excited about it. The new year's brought new activity, and so we're ready to go. First readers, as always, we remind you that if you know children under the age of 5 and would like to receive free books from First Readers of Morgan County, just go to our website, which is simply firstreaders.org, and go to the registration tab, and you can register your child for the program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Myers, for sharing on that. And again, we are excited about all of that and really getting this Baby Bulldog Early Literacy Initiative up and running. So we will be looking forward to giving you more updates as we move along. Now I'm gonna let Meredith Lightsaw with Resilient Northeast Georgia share, if you would, at this time, just updates from Resilient Northeast Georgia, as well if you can go ahead and share a little bit about the the January 17th training that's coming up.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much, Beldy. I'm really happy to be here with you guys today. In the past, I've been on to talk to you guys first and foremost about the Youth Mental Health First Aid event that we held with the faith-based community in Morgan County, and then more recently on the Regional Trauma Summit that we held over the summer. And coming out of that summit, we had a lot of really good momentum kind of coming together and learning together and really working together in this trauma-informed space. So we've been trying to figure out how exactly to get that moving and continue that momentum throughout the rest of 2022. So what's coming up next for Resilient Northeast Georgia is that we've clustered the family connections of the region into 3 clusters. So Morgan County will be working alongside Greene County, Jasper County, Clark County, and Newton County to really kind of standardize or specialize what trainings and resources can be available for those counties. So as we look into moving forward, the event that Veldy mentioned is going to be on January 17th. Hopefully, we're still kind of finalizing some details around that. But we were really looking for a way to bring the trauma side of things, the conversation around trauma, to the business side of the community. So we're going to be putting on an event, kind of the economic case for trauma or the business case for trauma, and really looking at how we can convene members of the local business community to make the case for why is it important to prevent trauma, why is it important to work together around trauma, and how can they become more involved in their day-to-day work. So we're really looking at this as an opportunity to convene together some local businesses, chambers, HR departments, that kind of sector of the community to really look at the birth to work pipeline and how we can make that more trauma informed together. So we're looking at January 17th as the date for that, and Morgan County and Greene County will be kind of working together because you guys have some similar goals related to this work. So I don't have a lot more details on that right now because we're still trying to finalize things like the venue and all of that, but it's going to be kind of a 30-minute introduction to why trauma-informed work is so important from a business perspective. We're looking at potentially having Georgia Power come talk with us. And then we're transitioning that into a 1-hour community resiliency model introduction to kind of look at trauma and ways we can deal with trauma as a community. I think I've hit the highlights there. I don't have too much else to share, but we will be back very soon with a couple more details related to this. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much for sharing, Meredith. And we are definitely excited about this upcoming event. And as we continue to really become a trauma-informed, a resilient community, because we know that mental health is so important. And for everyone from every level, from top to bottom and all in between, everyone understands the impact trauma has on our community. So we're excited about this continued work. Next is our youth development strategy, and just two major things under our youth development strategy. For those that participated, since this is our first official meeting, you know that we had our back to school rally, community backpack drive back to school rally back on the end of July. We were able, the goal is always to get about 500 backpacks. This year, I am sure we received more. We purchased some with some of the money and people actually gave donations. I lost track of how many we received because some people start taking them over to the school system. So we lost track of how many backpacks we actually collected, but I know it was over 500. And again, we had about 50 exhibitors to register. I think about 45 or so were actually on site, from the school system to all different kind of community support communities. And so again, this was not possible without you. This was our first in-person event since the pandemic. And I think it was a great turnout. And I appreciate each one of you for making this work possible again. The next thing is the team maze, and I don't have any information on the team maze. I know that I don't think we have anyone on here from the Extension Center, but I know that planning usually starts off in January. And so for those that are not familiar with the team maze, it's a really huge community event where sectors from all over the community come together to give youth in the school system, primarily the freshmen in the school system, an experience where they can get real life experiences and without the real life consequences all around drug use, drinking and driving, texting and driving, teen pregnancy, all of that. And so it's a really great event. And so you'll be hearing more about that as we go forward closer to January. I'm going to jump now to our Educated and Working community strategy update. Wanted to share that as a part of our Educated and Working, we always try to bring community members together to hear different parts of what's going on in our community. And so we had our annual State of Morgan County Forum in August last month in lieu of our collaborative meeting. And for those that attended or participated via Zoom, you know, it was a great informative meeting. We had leaders from all across the community, from the hospital, the mayor, the Board of Commissioner chair, sheriff, the chief of police, county manager, again, just everyone to really come out and share highlights from their sector of the community. And so this is an annual event where people can come together. I always say it's one of the great networking opportunities as well, because you can come and really connect with different people to really help support and hear about what you're doing as we move forward and making this community strong economically for all people across the board. So thank everyone for coming out and sharing in that event as well. Carrie Best with Action. You want to give us an update on opportunities to excel?
Sure. I'm Kerry Best with Action Incorporated. I'm actually the program directors of our high school youth and our opportunities to excel. These programs go hand in hand. So currently we have 6 high school youth in Morgan County schools, and we have 1 in our opportunities to excel. Most importantly, to meet the cohort goal, we keep these students active and on track to graduate. And from our high school youth program, we seamlessly have them enroll into our college program. For me, to meet the ultimate goal is to find employment for the high school youth and for our college graduates, because after they graduate, they want to come back home. And regardless of what training they have, what college degree, they want to be rooted in their community, and they want local jobs. And I can only achieve that, and they can only achieve it with help from the community. So I look forward to working with the collaborative and our partners in making this happen for our Morgan County youth. I appreciate your time. My information's in the chat. Thank you.
For sharing that information. Again, we're always glad to have partners that are really working with our youth in order to really help them succeed and reach their ultimate goal of college and career success. So thank you. Do we have anyone on from Northeast Georgia Regional Commission that want to give us an update on some of the workforce initiatives that they have going on? If not, I know that Sid said, go ahead. Did someone say something? Okay. I know this summer we had a sponsored a Ready training program, and that was sponsored through the WorkSource Georgia, Northeast Georgia Commission, the school system. It was held there on the campus of the high school there, right outside on the grounds there. I think it was a 8-week program. But we had several people to complete the program. And of those people that completed the program, I think it was about 8 that completed. Of those, the youth that completed the program, one is working with his brother's company. One is full-time at Gen Steel Doors. One is working in landscaping. One is working at Bannington. One is still in school. Another one, 2 are working at Bulldog Steel. And so those are the youth that completed the program. And I think these were individuals who were graduating from high school that did not have a plan to go to college. So we see that they, most of them have engaged in some type of employment after participating in this program. We had 2 adults that completed the program. One has an interview at Bard. Do you have one? I had one. I had an interview at Bard, and one is working to finish his welding certificate program. So again, we are really excited about that Well-Ready program, and just the opportunities that it presented for individuals that went through it. So we thank everyone for making that happen as well. I think that's all that I have. And so what I'm going to do now is, we're making good time, give each of you an opportunity to share this morning. And I'm going to just go by how I see you on my screen and give you an opportunity to share this morning updates from your collaborative. For those that receive the email, you know that because we have a lot of people on the line, we ask that you just limit it to 1 or 2 minutes. If you have an upcoming event, if you have a highlight from your organization, something that you need the collaborative partners to assist you with, let us know at this time, but we do ask that you try to keep it to under 2 minutes. So the first person I see on my screen is Commissioner Harris. You have an update for us from the city. I mean, from
yes. Yes. The Boulder Commission will not meet this evening, but the T-SPLOST will be back on the ballot again in November. So I'm asking everyone to vote yeah for T-SPLOST so we can continue to fix our county road. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. The next person I see on my screen is Brittany Thompson with Project Free. If you would share at this time.
Good morning. UGA Project Free, that means Fostering Relationships and Economic Education, offer the Elevate program for, it's a free relationship education program for couples in committed relationships across the state. So we offer the program over the course of 12 hours, either in person or virtual. So we do have upcoming UGA virtual Elevate workshops in store in the month of October and November. So what I will do is I'll put my information in our website. If you just look at the contact card in the chat and check out our website. And if you have any questions, please contact me. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. The next person I see on my screen is Christopher Myers.
Hey, Veldy, thank you. Yeah, I'm Chris Myers with the Georgia Rental Assistance Program administered by the Department of Community Affairs. Just wanted to share that with you. The program is gaining momentum in August. Our statewide total was $50 million distributed statewide. We're really excited about that. Veldy had brought up workforce development, and just wanted to let you know that tomorrow I actually am going to be delivering my presentation, my GRA PowerPoint, to Northeast Georgia Regional Commission Workforce Development combined with Department of Labor WorkSource at the Athens Career Center tomorrow. So very much looking forward to that. Definitely spreading the word in my 7-county region. And just want to throw this in real quick. I promised somebody that I would do this. David Myers at University of Georgia, the Fanning Institute is hosting a homeless foster student Embark Leadership Conference on October 25th. And he's graciously agreed to let me put my GRA flyers in 250 swag bags. So in exchange for that, I told him that any meeting that I was in, I would promote his conference. They're hoping to have somewhere between 200 and 250 attendees. It is geared for students who have been homeless or are in foster care. Again, it's hosted by the Fanning Institute. It's Tuesday, October 25th. So if any of you know somebody who'd be interested in that, I wanted to pass his information along to you. So thank you, Veldy.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing.
Dr. Hood.
Okay, the next person I see on my screen is Kayla Porter. And we're excited to have Kayla join us. So Kayla, can you introduce yourself and just share this morning?
Hey, I'm Kayla Porter. So I am the new school social worker. I took Pam Benford's place. I'm very, very excited to be here. Over the last couple of months since I've been here, I have noticed that there is a significant amount of homeless families and students in our area. So that's something that I've been collaborating with a lot of our church partners and things like that to help with short-term housing and things like that. So honestly, any resources that you guys ever want to provide me, or if you guys want to get together at any point, just please let me know and we will work it out.
Thank you. And again, welcome to our collaborative.
Thank you.
Okay, the next person I see on my screen is Marvin Nunnally.
Hey, good morning. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Let me just first of all congratulate you on an excellent program there in Madison, Georgia, with your community leaders there in Morgan County. It was an outstanding program, and Athens Tech was very pleased to be a part of that. Let me also say that we're beginning our working with not only Northeast Georgia Regional Commission, but also the East Central Development Workforce Ready program for a class in Washington, Georgia. October 24th is our start date. So if you know anybody from the Washington, Taliaferro, Greene County, Morgan County area who'd be interested in taking this workforce work ready class, we would certainly be more than happy to get an application for them, and we'd love to be a part of them, to be a part of our class there in Washington, Georgia. at our Adult Education Center located at 22 Lexington Avenue in Washington, Georgia, October 24th. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much, Marvin, for sharing. The next person I see on my screen is Sarah Swoop with the Boys and Girls Club.
Hey, good morning. Happy Tuesday, everyone. And thank you, Veldy, for having me on this call. I'm the club director for the Madison Morgan Boys and Girls Club. And we do have a couple updates for this after school year. We are now open from 3 to 7, Monday through Friday. And we have implemented a couple new programs such as a recording studio, academic support. We also have a health and nutrition program that's going on. And each afternoon we do provide a healthy snack for the children, but we will now be providing a hot meal daily. And if you need, if you have any questions or just want to know more about what we do here at the Boys and Girls Club, a lot of people have trouble finding us, but we are, as some of you know, in the old middle school. And we are on Pearl Street. So we're behind Georgia Military College. We are back here though. We're in the gray and blue building. So just keep driving around and you will find us. And again, you can always go to our Facebook page and get updates about what we have going on, or just come by the club. And my information is also in the chat. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much for sharing, Sarah. The next person I see on my screen is Wanda Barron with DJJ. Okay. All right. Wanda, you can jump in if I think I lost off the screen. So the next person I see is Stephanie Whitley. If you would share at this time.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Hey, good morning. So I'm Stephanie with the Morgan County Sheriff's Office. We just have a couple of things going on, actually coming up next month. This is our third Faith in Blue weekend. It's going to be October 7th through the 10th. We are having a community service project on October the 7th, which is on Friday. It's going to be it's going to be a car seat check. It's going to be located at the Madison Methodist and Baptist Church shared parking lot. It's going to be from 10 to 12. And what we are looking for is, we're going to make sure that the car seats are installed properly. We're going to make sure that the seat fits the child. It's in the correct position, and technicians are going to be there to check for like recalled or expired or non-functioning car seats. And then on Saturday, October the 8th, we're having our Faith in Blue. It's Faith, Family, and Fellowship Festival. It's from 10 to 2. It's going to be on our front lawn at the Public Safety Complex, and we're going to have like food and games and music. And prizes, and it's going to be fun. We're hoping this year, we had it last year, and we're hoping this year it's going to be bigger and better. But we're also offering, we're hosting at our Public Safety Complex a child passenger safety technician certification training. The class is going to be open to anyone who would like to, get their certification in this. It's going to be located at the Public Safety Complex. It's October the 25th through the 28th. It is $95 per student, and there is a 10 max student limit. So if you're interested, you could give myself or give Whitney Robinson a call at the Sheriff's Office, and we can get you signed up. So kind of a lot going on next month here at the Sheriff's Office, but we hope that everyone can join us for our festival. And if you know anyone who would like to, participate in our car seat check on the 7th, have them come by if they are interested in, us like checking their car seats for them or whatnot, or if they have any questions, just feel free to come by or just give us a call. And anytime, we're always, we're open, during the week. So if anyone wants to come out, we do have technicians here that can check car seats for, new parents or grandparents or whomever. So that's about it.
Okay, thank you so much, Stephanie.
Okay.
Appreciate you sharing. The next person on the screen I see is Dr. Babs. Do you have anything you would like to share?
Hey, Veldy. No, actually, since both Boys and Girls Club and First have been represented today, I just say hi to everybody and have a great day.
All right,
Thanks.
thank you.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Bye. The next thing I see is, the person I see is S. Purdue. I think that's Susan Purdue, maybe, with Northeast Georgia Regional Commission. Just want to say hi to everyone.
Good morning. This is Susan Purdue. I'm new here at Northeast Georgia Regional Commission Workforce Development as a career advisor. However, I did work at Athens Technical College prior to coming here doing WIOA case management for participants. So just wanted to let everyone know that we still are taking calls if you have participants that are interested in either short-term training with some of our proprietary schools or with our technical schools. So just have them reach out to us at 06-369-5703. And thank you for inviting me to the meeting this morning, and everyone have a great day.
Thank you so much for sharing and being a part. The next person I see on my screen, I think we only have a couple of more, is Sarah with the Mara Group.
Good morning, everyone. My apology for not having the camera on. I'm Sarah with Amera Group Community Care. We cover anyone under Medicaid, PHA for kids, or planning for healthy babies. And as some of you will know, we are the sole provider for foster care in Georgia. We do have an upcoming Diaper Day event that will be on October 20th. I dropped the flyer. If you'd like some copies, I can mail some to you guys or drop them off early in October. If you would like to join and partner with us for this event, please shoot me an email and we can connect and definitely collaborate for this event. And I look forward to many more events in Morgan County. Thank you. We can't hear you, Veldy.
All right, thanks. Thanks so much for sharing, Sarah. The last person I see that hasn't shared is Cora. You'd like to share it this time? Okay. Give a couple more seconds. Okay. Well, again, I thank everyone so much for joining this morning for our first collaborative meeting. A lot of information and a lot of highlights have been shared. If you, again, look in the chat and can get any information out the chat that you need, and I will be sending out this video a little bit later so you can go back through if you missed something. I wanted to catch some highlights. Again, thank you so much. On your agenda, you'll look on the right-hand side, you'll see all the upcoming events. So make sure to mark your calendars for those events as well. As everyone, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you next month in person. More details to come. Have a great day.